DJ Moonboy with a
With-
super chat. Appreciate that, pal. What does he got here?
Do you guys think memes have topped out? If not, how do you think it will influence our ecosystem? Thanks for all your hard work. Well, thanks for all your support.
Yeah, bud.
Meme coins.
I'll let you go first.
No, I don't think they've topped out. They're gonna flow with the rest of everything. So yeah, in previous cycles, everything moves together, right? Everything that's tied together that has any kind of bonded liquidity is going to move together. The problem with meme coins, even though I know
I
there
don't
are
see any
people,
problems, but
well, hang on, listen. The problem is liquidity is usually pretty thin. Now, some groups have said, well, no, there's a bunch of liquidity there. We just place it on the sell side, right? Single-sided liquidity for people to exit. That's great until it's not, until somebody makes a huge sell and the price they were looking for gets pulled away where, these people think it's probably getting close to the top. Exit liquidity starts to get removed, and now you've got a bunch of sells. And the problem is, I feel like you only get a few people that can get out. So, that's the big problem that I see with meme coins. I think this is still meme season. I think they're still out there. I think they're going to do well. The problem is, like I said, is the amount of people, how many people can get out of it safely. I think that's where people get hurt. Not being able to get out. And then listen, most of these won't come back. They're one cycle one cycle ponies that once they rise and fall, they're done. So just keep that in mind, that the majority of these will not be back next cycle.
That is one part. That's one part that I do generally agree with you. And yeah, definitely, I don't think memes have topped out at all. I mean, like, definitely some of the meme culture on Solana has topped out because they just got kind of to a ridiculous point with what they were doing and started making too many tokens. And there's not enough, they don't have something like the Tang Gang that is doing all these great things with liquidity and stuff like that and actually have a good cohesive community. It's kind of just like a few guys on Telegram get together one night, try to think of a funny token idea and launch it over and over again. That's kind of more what happening on Solana. I think that what you said about the liquidity and being trapped and not able to sell like that was probably more probable in past cycles than it was in this one. And I do think you're probably right generally across the meme scope. You know what I mean? I do think you're probably right on like the ones I just described, like some of the random ones that pop up on Solana, ETH, whatever else, and even Pulse Chain too, probably at the end. But I think that we are now seeing that, like, meme coin used to be more synonymous with like, oh, that's trash or whatever. And people like Ewok may still think that it is. That's fine. But they actually are becoming legitimate things that people are investing in now. Now, I'm not saying that people do it with like a significant portion of their portfolio or anything like that. But I think we're now at the point where it's like, hey, people like to represent what their interests are on the blockchain. And that may seem dumb to some people, and that's fine. I mean, there's things that people purchase in everyday life that I think are very stupid and I would never do. I mean, there's lots of disagreements like that, but that's what makes a market. And markets tend to become efficient over time, as we know. So,
heard that somewhere before.
Me too. I don't know where. But no, I do think memes are coming more. I think they're becoming more legitimate in the eyes of the holders. I think that they're, especially on Pulse Chain, I think that that's where you're going to find the stickiest communities, whether it is the Tang Gang stuff or it is, PDI and Atropa ecosystem. I mean, they're both very, very strong. And then there's other ones, obviously, as well. Like Pika isn't even part of any of those. So, and it's doing fantastically. So, no, I don't think meme season or memes have topped out at all. I think the key is, to DJ Moonboy's point, that you want to be actually getting involved in ones on blockchains that are still poised to go up. That's why I would support the Pulse Chain ones, obviously. And, I think there's going to be ones here and there on ETH that you can probably do well. And then maybe ones on Solana that have already seen some success. If they're being absolutely butchered at this point of the market because Solana has had a big pullback, maybe to see if you can get on them at an, minus 80% discount or something. I mean, I'm not too interested in that, but no, I think they're here to stay. I think that Ewok's point is true that there's going to be some that are going to be hard to get out of like that, but that's why you've got to be very, very careful. I mean, like, I co-sign meme coins if there's actually a purpose behind it and you feel that there's a really strong community that you're getting involved with, and then risking, and that's the other thing, risking a small amount. Like, don't risk more than you're willing to lose, or however you want to look at it. I mean, don't have them as a significant portion of your portfolio, So that's what I would do anyway. That's what I say. So
my one recommendation though is definitely, like, say you throw in $100 and it 2x's at some point, and as it goes up, whatever, take your initial investment out. Then you're playing with house money.
Definitely.
At that point, let it ride. Try and see what you can do. But I think it's always a lot safer play to remove your initial as soon as you can. But as long as if you're leaving extra on the bone, so that if it does moon, then you've got something to look forward to. But always try to get out your initial lottery bet first, and then you're playing with house money. So that's just one little tidbit that I would recommend.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, because then you can have the comfort of like, okay, I got out my initial investment, park it somewhere where you're very confident where you're investing it, and then just ride with the rest, because you're just de-risking a little bit. It's not like you're taking the whole thing out and then it runs up 50x or something like that. Just
Right.
take your initial investment out, let it go. I totally agree with that practice.